basically score 100 if he could. So, he never had a limit. I don't put a limit on anything. I want to be the best in life in all parts of life, not just basketball. So, I never set my limit to I want 40 points. I know I 39 3 times. I want 40 points. I want 50 points. The most I can get. I don't want no limit on my game.
So as I'm sure you guys all know by now, that guy Devin Booker just dropped 70 points last night. A fantastic performance, the highest scoring performance in the NBA since Kobe's 81 points. One of only 5 other players who have scored at least 70 in NBA history. Absolutely amazing accomplishment by the young age of 20 years old. And speaking of his age, he is also the youngest player in NBA history to record at least 60 points in an NBA game. However, somehow there is still some controversy surrounding Devin Booker and his 70-point performance. First off, some of the Boston Celtics players weren't so happy about the game becoming a celebratory event of sorts for Devin Booker and his 70 points. I mean, even the Boston Celtics fans were cheering for Devin Booker at the game. I don't think Isaiah Thomas appreciated it too much, as he came out after the game and said this.
I've never seen nothing like that, chasing those numbers, but I mean, it is what it is.
Were guys unhappy about it?
I mean, yeah, I don't think anybody's ever seen that. I mean, continue to call timeouts, continue to foul when we're up 15. But I mean, it was obvious what they were trying to do. They were trying to get him the most points possible. And I mean, hat off to him, though. He played a hell of a game.
Do you look at that as disrespect?
I mean, I don't want to get into all that. I mean, it is what it is. We won the game. We're worried about the playoffs. I mean, they're worried about the lottery.
Now, he did give Devin Booker a bit of a compliment in there, saying that it's tough to score 70 in any league, so props to him for that. But then it was also kind of not a compliment, because he said he was stat chasing after those 70 points. Then there was the little fiasco on Instagram when Jay Crowder commented under the NBA's picture saying, "I've never seen so many guys in a locker room happy after getting an L." To which Booker simply responded by saying, "You can't guard me." But then Jay Crowder did respond again, saying that he was referring to everyone else around Booker, which I am assuming that Jay Crowder was saying in a playful banter manner, because I'm sure he knows what it's like to be happy for your teammate. But that's just the beginning. That's not the real controversial part. What's really controversial is a group of people that are really trying to discredit Devin Booker because he was padding his stats, saying that the Suns intentionally fouling and doing everything in their power to get Booker to score as many points as they possibly could somehow takes away or discredits a bit of his accomplishment, saying things like, "It didn't come naturally, it was forced. Anyone can score 70 like that." This doesn't compare at all to Klay Thompson's 60 points in 29 minutes. LeVar Ball would have dropped 80. You get the picture. And personally, I try to remain as unbiased as possible, and this isn't even a bias. What I'm gonna say in this video isn't even a bias. It's just more of, I try and see things from all angles, but when I try and see it from their angle, it's just not right to me. I can't personally hate on someone because they went out and dropped 70 points. That doesn't register to me. Bottom line is, some people are just haters. Are you that tight that this 20-year-old guy can go out there and drop 70 points in an actual game while you're still trying to get your first badge on NBA 2K? It's just ridiculous. And altogether, I hate the term stat padding. I absolutely despise the term he's padding his stat. Anytime someone does something incredible, people always want to dissect it and find one little thing that they can try and use against that player. Oh, that's not impressive. He's just padding his stats. Not that great. He turned the ball over like 7 times, and he's already turned the ball over more than any other player in NBA history this season. Who cares? He is winning. If he's putting up these type of numbers and his team is losing while he's getting all these turnovers, then sure, bring that up. But when he's led the Rockets to the 3rd best record in the NBA, who cares how many turnovers he has if he's winning? And a 20-year-old goes out here and drops 70 points, and you're trying to dissect it and say that it's not that impressive because the Suns were trying to do everything they could to get extra possessions for Devin Booker to score the ball. And personally, to me, the head coach of the Phoenix Suns said it best after the game last night.
Was it about getting him to 70 points though?
It's about letting our kids be great. You got a problem with that? Do something. Simple as that.
Do something about it. Flat out, if you have a problem, do something about it. Who are you to say that what they were doing was wrong? Who are you to try and take away from this accomplishment? If it was that easy to drop 70 points in a game, then why have only 5 other players in NBA history done it? There is nothing that you can say to discredit this game. Man literally made history. You just witnessed history, and yet instead of celebrating and being happy, you decide to try and dissect and discredit. Honestly, some people just need to learn to appreciate greatness and live in the moment. Was this the most impressive scoring game of all time? No. But it was one of the most impressive scoring performances of all time. These things maybe only happen once in a decade. The last time anyone scored this many points in a game was 11 years ago when Kobe dropped 81. 11 years ago. Oscar Robertson was the last player to average a triple-double. And do you know how many years ago that was? 55. That was back in 1962. And yet here goes Russell Westbrook, and all I want to say is that he's padding his stats, that it's not that impressive. James Harden is doing things that literally no other NBA player in NBA history has done. And yet all they want to mention is the fact that he's turned the ball over more than any other player in NBA history. LeBron James, yes, I said LeBron James, is climbing the statistical ladder in every single category. Literally every single category, he is climbing towards the top. And yet all they want to mention is his finals losses. Do you see a theme here? Once someone does something that is seen as extraordinary, people find ways to hate on them for that. And sadly, that's just the way it is. You can never do anything in life that is great without people trying to dissect it and belittle it. But hey, this video was just my voice on the current situation. All the stat padding, all the accusations of saying Harden's overrated, Westbrook is overrated, LeBron's overrated, this game of Devin Booker was overrated, all this stuff that's been going on this season. This was just basically the boiling point for me. This was the tipping point. And until next time though, Team SDC, keep getting the buckets, and I'm out of here. Peace.